Good evening, hope you had a good day. This is the evening I'm filming this. You'll see that on my internal clock on the 172. This is part 2 of my VOR approach. We're going to be flying the VOR runway 4 left missed approach fixed. So we're only going to be worried or focused on that missed approach box with the instructions. Climb to 2500 on LSU Vortex radio 060 to A-roll intersection LSU 24.3 DME and hold. So we will go missed at 860 feet, heading toward runway 4 left. At the 7.5 DME, we're going to go missed and go and intercept 060 radio and fly to 24.3 DME. Easy. Okay, well, let's start by setting up the autopilot. Alright, so we're getting set up to approach the runway as we would if we were coming in on the 066 radio. Gotta set up that the VORTAC at 116.5. VOR1 will be my VORTAC. VOR2 will be in the missed approach here. We gotta catch 110.8 RQR. So 110.8. And we got to remember to change the CDI from GPS to localizer, because the nav and GPS button is linked to VOR1 CDI, but not VOR2. So now they're both set up for that missed approach. Okay, here we go. We're getting on to radio 066 to make entry to runway 04. I'm at 900 feet, so I should be at 860 for the VDP, the visual descent point. And we're pretending that we're in the clouds, so we can't see anything. We're gonna wait for that 7.5 DME because that's our missed approach point. At that point, we need to follow the instructions. Missed approach, climb to 2500 on the Vortex 060 radio to the intersection 24.3 DME and hold. So here we go. We're at 6.7 now. Pretty close to the runway. I'm not sure if that's really accurate, but I'm gonna wait till 7.5. We're at 7 right here and just over the touchdown point. Yeah, that's 4 left, and we're at 7.4. Okay, 7.4, and now we're at 7.5. So we need to turn to 060. Yeah, full power. Change our altimeter. Change our altitude to 2,500. Hit altitude and go up 700 feet per minute. We'll go to 700 feet per minute. Full throttle. On 2500. I need to go to 066 or no, 060. So we're heading to the 060 radio. It's a little bit off to our left there, and we're climbing to 2500 feet. We're at 1000, approaching 1300 now. And we're at 9.2 DME, looking for 24.3. About 700 feet per minute. Climbing. 1,500, got 1,000 more to go. Gonna get a wind correction angle going for this 2 degrees, about 2 degrees off here on the CDI. Dialing that in for 060 radio. Swing it over a little bit, so I'm going to come back 5 degrees. Try to stabilize that line. Still moving off pretty good, so I'll go to 060. See what that does. Still over there, so I'm going to go to 065. and leave it there for a bit as we head toward 2500. We're coming up to 2300 now. 2,300 feet for 2,500 feet. Once we hit 2,500, we can throttle down to about 23, 24, there it is, 2,500 feet. About 2,300 there. 2,300 on the RPM, 2,500 on the altimeter. Vertical speed 0. And we're still off to the left. I'm going to add a little bit of wind correction angle, another 5 degrees over. A little bit more because we're getting blown off there. So now we're looking for 24.3 on that DME, and also the VOR2 radio to swing in on radio 335 for the RQR 110.8. On VOR2 110.8 dialed in. It's on V localizer, only off by it's like 1.5 degrees maybe. We are in the actual clouds. Another 5 degree correction angle, get back on that line. Keep pulling it in there. 14.3, looking for 24.3. 10 more nautical miles to go. This is what you have to do. You have to go to this hold, and you missed your approach, and you're going there to hold. Now normally you'll be in contact with ATC and they'll redirect you, give you vectors right back. But if they're real busy, then you have to go to that area and just hold there. They'll give you hold instructions, tell you how long you're going to be holding there. Okay, that line's coming in good now. Stay right there. See if it stabilizes right there. Very close to dead center. 16.1 for 24.3. Again, once we hit 24.3, that VOR2 CDI should go right to the center. And that's where we make our right turn to enter the hold. It's a direct approach, of course. We're in line with it. 17 nautical miles. We are invisible in the clouds. No visibility. Okay, there's some slight visibility. It's not the most dense cloud we're in. You can see the ground. Comforting feel to have some visibility when you're flying IFR. Okay, that line is going off a little bit. We'll go back just a tad. Bump my throttle up just a touch. Keeping it at 100 knots. We're at 19.3 for 24.3. 20 nautical miles. We are flying under the hood. We got our IFR training device on. Got a safety pilot over here to my right. Make a small correction for that CDI. Keeping that centered up. You notice that VOR2 is coming in nicely. We're at 4 degrees off of that line. We're going straight perpendicular to it, so it's going to swing in as we cross it and come right on out as we keep going past it. But we won't go past it much. We'll be making that turn. It's coming in 2.5 degrees now. Swinging in a couple more degrees and we'll be there. We're at 22.6 for 24.3. Right on the course line. Get ready with that timer. We got timer there. 23.2. There's that line. We're right in. Right at 24.3. We should be right in the center. Pretty close right there. That was pretty much radio 335. I'm gonna wait for 24.3 on the DME, however, because that's more accurate. 24.3. So I'm gonna make a right turn, standard rate turn to 240. Right turn. We're doing a little more than standard turn. It's on autopilot. Shouldn't be turning that much on the gauge here. Should be on that line. Okay, once I get level to 240 right there, start my minute timer. Alright, 3 seconds, 4 seconds going. That's going. Now I'm in the holding pattern. I don't worry about this anymore. It'll come back once we make our inbound leg again. At 1 minute, we'll turn back to 060 to the right, and we're holding. Now we'll hold here indefinitely. Tower would have given us an expected time to be out of it. They'll get back to us shortly and say that they'll give us vectors back to either to make another approach, to pick up another approach possibly. Being that we did a missed on that one, we might try a different, more precision approach, get lower. 9 precision approaches are usually higher than the precision approaches. So that's it. Very simple. I'm at 1 minute now. Right turn to 060. Make sure not to go past that line, or else it'll start to turn to the left. Let it turn a little bit. Dial in 060. And we just make this racetrack circle here. That CDI should come to the center as we're getting back on 060. And we'll go to 24.3 now. We don't have to do the minute necessarily. It should be about a minute, but that's how we can adjust. We use 24.3 for a more definite. You see that CDI VOR2 is back to the right a little bit. I thought that would have been more accurate. But you can see right here on the GPS, the A-roll intersection. You could also use that, direct to. Go to that hold entry point. Direct to, easy. Alright, thanks for joining me on this demonstration flight from the missed approach on VOR runway 4 left approach plate. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you on the next video. Oh, I'm late for my turn.